Hey everyone, it's Todd the Cybertruck truck guy, and today I'm going to be doing a reaction video to the Bronco reveal that just came out. Had some people ask me to cover this live, and I didn't have time to do it then, so I thought I would cover it now. So a couple of just words of introduction. Obviously, I'm a Cybertruck reservation holder. My perspective after having watched this already once is that there's nothing that the Bronco can do that I don't think the Cybertruck is going to be able to do. And in some cases, I actually think it's going to be superior to it. The Bronco, I think, has some really cool styling, and it's definitely going to give Jeep a run for its money as far as the adventure off-road Jeep SUV community. But I'm gonna try and point out a few things here in the video as we're going through this about where I see the Cybertruck equaling or surpassing the Bronco, and at the same time I have to give Ford a lot of credibility here. This to me is an amazing vehicle. I've watched this intro, I've watched some other segments on it, and I'm really impressed. So with that, let's go ahead and get into it.
This time, it's not just one horse. It's a whole family.
So, I really liked the yellow one. That's the two-door one.
Bronco two-door. Built to take on the toughest terrain you can find.
So the terrain that they show these things tackling is pretty impressive.
Built to give you the most,
especially the two-door one.
And the Bronco Sport.
And this one, I mean, it's just an SUV that can do some off-roading, but it's not in the same league at all as the other two.
Built with adventure in mind. Built to take Americans back into the wild. Built to be bigger than just the vehicles themselves. Built with the toughness of an F-Series and the spirit of a Mustang.
Toughness of an F-Series, spirit of a Mustang. Sounds like the Cybertruck.
That are all built wild.
That's pretty impressive, going through sand like that. Okay, this is... Wanted to show you something. Let's rewind this real quick.
And by built wild,
this is really... This is tough terrain.
Where you need to go.
Okay, so I want to point out here, the way that this tire stays in the air is a result of either there's a solid front axle here or there's a sway bar. I think this is an independent front suspension with a sway bar, and they have a really cool feature with their sway bar that lets you detach it hydraulically, which is awesome, except for the fact that the Cybertruck achieves the same thing just by having full-time independent suspension with air cylinders that can essentially do the same thing. So what I want to show you is that this happens when you're off-roading a lot. One tire gets hung up, so it can't give you any traction. With the Cybertruck, there should, according to the Motor Trend article, they notice about 12 inches of wheel travel. So that means this one can be here, and this one should theoretically be able to go up to 12 inches below, and you would see this one get back into contact with the ground, and that just gives you more traction and better traction, which they have a feature I'll show you here in a second that lets them do something similar, but it won't do it any better than what the Cybertruck can.
The kinds of
this is also pretty rough terrain. This is not going to be something... Okay, I wanted to show you something here. This is a really good example of where breakover angle matters. So as this tire advances right here, and this tire is still below this ledge here, that's where this bottom part would be really inclined to bang into it, especially the differential pumpkin right there. So this has a clearance, I think, of 11.2 is what it was, versus the Cybertruck 16 inches. Now, this has a shorter wheelbase, but I think its maximum breakover angle is 29 degrees, and the Cybertruck's 35. So again, this is impressive. You would not want to take anything but a really legitimate off-road vehicle up something like this, but the Cybertruck will totally be able to do this.
We took the built Ford Tough testing platform and then
Nevertheless, I'm impressed.
the toughest terrains across the United States. And to get through that rigorous testing, you need to be able to handle it. You need to have capability, durability, and the most innovative design.
Well, let's see here.
So toughest terrains across
Does
the
it
United
have?
States. And to get through that rigorous testing, you need to be able to handle it. You need to have capability, durability.
I'm not sure. It looks like they've got some armor here. I can't tell. Looks like there might be some armor. I couldn't. Yeah, there's some armor there.
So
I don't know if that's standard or optional.
We gave every Bronco vehicle 4x4 standard across
Wow.
the whole family.
Okay,
No
4x4
other
standard.
American can say that.
That's
And the two-door
okay.
and
That's
four-door
impressive.
Have an available best-in-class maximum ground clearance for when you're taking on the wild. Bronco.
Okay, so remember they said available 11.6. I'm sure that comes with the extra, the fancier suspension. So again, yeah, Cybertruck way better.
Rewrites the record books with an available best-in-class maximum breakover.
It's still awesome.
Departure.
Okay, 43, 37. Those are really good. Those are probably comparable to a Jeep. 29. According to our little calculator we had, the Cybertruck had up to a 35-inch breakover. So again, like I said, the Cybertruck should be able to do all this. But still, it's impressive that this can do it.
And crawl ratio. And available 35-inch.
Okay, available 35-inch tires. Again, those I think are going to be stock with the Cybertruck.
Tires on every series right out of the factory. No other vehicle in its class can say that. And the Bronco Sport also has an available ground clearance that
Who
is
cares?
better than key competitors.
I don't even know why you
allowing
make...
for better approach angles and water weighting. We think your tires should work smarter and harder. So we use the most innovative tech to offer the Bronco 2-door and 4-door available front and rear locking differentials.
Okay, so again, available locking rear, front, and rear and front locking differentials available. Those
so
are
they can lock the Dana axles.
okay. They're Dana axles. That's a name brand. Dana axles. They're very good axles, but again, I think this super build. I'll bet we're probably looking in the high 50s to high 60s when you add all the tires, suspension, locking differentials. It'll be very capable off-road.
And we gave the Bronco Sport an available twin-clutch rear drive unit with a rear differential lock feature, allowing for greater off-road performance. And for when the wild really gets rough, we gave the Bronco 2-door and 4-door an available hydraulic stabilizer bar disconnect
This is pretty
system.
cool.
So as you encounter the tough types of terrains that make the wild fun.
Okay, watch this. So what's going to happen here, when I first saw this, I thought it was like air suspension because it looks like it if you look on this side right here. But what's happening is it's gonna disconnect the sway bar, and when that disconnects, it lets the tires, the independent suspension, truly function independently. So why would you want to have a sway bar there? Well, when you're driving at higher speeds, the sway bar prevents the vehicle from swaying as you drive on the road. It's unpleasant. So that's the reason they have it. The adaptive air suspension on the Cybertruck will actually do this by just how it manages the cylinders interacting with each other. It'll create kind of a virtual sway bar effect. See, that's something, even their high-end suspension won't be computer controlled. It'll just be more robust, have better valving. Probably, yeah.
Fun. You can flex and
Pretty
crawl
cool.
over any and all obstacles. And on Bronco, you can activate this even while under load. And it will use smart technology to automatically reconnect after you've conquered whatever obstacle you were taking
So
on.
again, you only want to, in theirs, you only do it
with terrain managed.
in there with that system. Essentially, you can disconnect it. So my Tacoma has a similar feature with the locking diff. In other words, it will only let you do it when you're stopped. And then you have to unlock it as soon as you basically get through the gnarly stuff. You can't go fast like 5 miles an hour with it. So it essentially, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is something that can break.
Systems with up to 7 available goat modes. So whether you're going through snow,
That's cool.
rocks,
Most
dirt,
times you have to pay to get
sand,
these
or
extra
mud or water,
modes,
the Bronco has you
and
covered
they're very
with a
useful
dial.
for
And that's
being
just
off
the
road,
beginning,
especially in sand and
because
mud
it's more than just capable.
or
It's
descents,
capable with lots of power.
hard
Because
descents.
Bronco 2-door and 4-door have an available EcoBoost engine projected to produce over 300 horsepower and 400 pound-feet.
So
of
let's
torque.
see. That's
And with first-to-market
good.
available
It's not as good as the
10-speed
Raptor,
automatic
but
transmission,
probably got to fit it in a
7-speed
smaller
manual.
spot.
You can keep all that horsepower
Manual
and
transmission.
torque in
The
its
hardcore off-road guys will love that.
And the Bronco Sport is targeting unparalleled power with 245 horsepower.
This is just an
and
SUV. I don't know.
275 pound-feet of torque. Plus, Bronco
people-
has
I don't know if people will take those
available
off-road.
suspension travel because the Bronco family has a Haas system. The 2- and 4-door go a step further,
Haas.
offering an optional Haas system with built-in position-sensitive dampers.
So that this is optional. This is not stock. Usually these upgraded suspensions are around $4,000. Then you add the Dana axles. Those are probably $1,500 a piece. Yeah, I think you're going to be looking at upper 50s to upper 60s for the high-end off-road capable rigs.
To the trophy trucks that race at Baja and the Ultra 4.
Okay, I just want to show you something. I'm going to show you, because I've watched this video a couple of times.
With built-in position-sensitive dampers, similar to the
Okay, as this is a trophy truck. This is like a Baja racer. Watch what happens as it hits with the whoops at high speed. Instead of the truck bouncing, you just see the tires doing this, but the main part of the truck staying fairly flat.
trophy trucks that race at Baja. And the
See
Ultra
where it hit
4.
that? See just right there, it hit those couple whoops, and instead of the truck moving, the tires moved. So I'm gonna compare that to
Trucks
something
that
I'm gonna
race
show
at
you here
Key
in
to
a
the
second.
Hammers. This new Haas suspension system is key to the high-performance off-road prowess of the Bronco. Using modern independent
So first of all, those trophy truck suspensions, they're like 30, 40 grand. They're all custom. You can't get a stock suspension to behave the way those things behave. They're basically built for the truck, for the course.
front suspension to keep
Okay. I want to show you, see how this just went airborne? That's actually, it's fun when you're just doing it once. But when you hit whoops, what happens is it starts to act like you're bouncing a basketball, and it starts to go higher and higher and higher. So I think the Cybertruck suspension will actually handle these whoops better than these high performance stock suspensions like the Raptor, like this one. And that's because there's a computer managing the way that the suspension works. It's not just something you dial in and hope you get it right. So you're going to see here that this at high speeds, it kind of starts to do that little flip thing. They're only driving over a couple of whoops, so it's not that bad. But when you get out in the desert, you get 5, 6, 7, and if you don't keep your suspension under control, it can like throw you.
you riding smooth at higher
So yeah,
speeds.
that
You
was a
could
little
with solid
couple of
front
whoops.
axle.
It's
You
not a
can
trophy
enjoy
truck.
the great outdoors to its
And I think the
fullest,
Cybertruck
with
will actually
doors
do
and a
better.
roof that you can take off.
Okay, this is
And
the one
store
thing
4 doors
I
in
do
the
like more
vehicle
than
on
the
Bronco
Cybertruck.
4-door. With
I
max
love open air,
experience, because there's
and
no beam in the
you
middle
can't
to
get that
block
with
your view.
Cybertruck,
And with body-mounted
except the windows.
mirrors, you can enjoy the doors-off experience without losing sight of what's behind you.
So obviously they're
You can
going
enjoy
head
the
to head with
feeling
Jeep
of
here.
open
There's no
air
question.
Whenever and wherever you want, because they can be put back on just as quickly and easily.
Pretty cool.
Capability and speed are important, but so is staying connected. So the Bronco family is built with
I love the
technology
interior.
and
I think they
convenient
hit it out of the
interior
park on the
displays.
interior here.
including an available 12-inch screen on Bronco 2-door and 4-door, and an 8-inch screen on Bronco Sport. Built with a heritage of more than 55 years.
I will say one concern I have for the Cybertruck is how durable will that 17-inch screen be. Again, you have a lot of knobs and buttons here that you're not going to have.
Right to the Ford Pass Performance app with off-road navigation.
This should be, I would,
integrated with your Bronco.
I mean, I have this on my phone, so I can't imagine you want to have this in the Tesla.
But document all the details of that new trail.
This is one thing I'm hoping we'll be able to do is capture our video feed from the Cybertruck
off-roading means more visibility
for like GoPro videos.
Everything you need to see and everything your tires are up against at all times.
And this
with the class exclusive available 360-degree camera with off-road spotter views.
Having the ability to do see what's right in front of you would be really advantageous. I don't know what the camera angles of the Cybertruck are going to be,
because it was built for that. Built with a cargo management system that allows for not just a lot of cargo space.
I don't think there's anything else really here. So there's the last thing here is just about the accessories. So one thing I think Tesla really needs to take seriously is a front-mounted winch and a rear swing-away tire holder as factory accessories for the off-road community. I mean, I hope they're working on a cargo rack system. I think they are. They kind of showed something in the reveal video like that. So, and you know, they can see what the competitors are out there offering. So hats off. I think that Ford hit it out of the park with this. I think this is going to sell like crazy. It appeals to everything that hardcore off-roaders like. It's got the ability to upgrade it to a really, really very capable with Dana axles and Bilstein high performance suspension and 35-inch tires and you know, all the different things for off-roading. This is going to be really good. Do I think it's going to be more capable than the Cybertruck? No. I think it'll fit in some narrow places or some tight corners. It'll do better than the Cybertruck, but there's nothing in here that makes me think the Cybertruck won't be able to do all the same stuff. And in the end, I think the Cybertruck will last longer. It will have a lower cost of maintenance. It'll be more functional. I don't know what the tow and payload capacities are these, but usually these high performance off-road vehicles, what you trade is things like towing and payload. And you're not in the Cybertruck. So to me, in terms, and then full self-driving capable. Yeah. Do we know when it's going to happen? No. Do I think it's going to happen later than Elon thinks? Yes. My guess would be 2022, 2023. But still, full self-driving ready. When it's finally ready to go, it's going to be available. That's going to open up all kinds of ability to travel places and make money with your Cybertruck that you just can't with the Jeep. The Bronco. The Bronco is kind of a one-trick pony. It's an off-road, very, very off-road capable vehicle. Beautiful, gorgeous. I love it. Love the lines, love the interior. I mean, I just think Ford, they crush it on this one, except it's gas and the future is electric. And so maybe there's plans to bring this out as an electric vehicle, but I don't know how they'll fit the battery capacity in such a small hybrid. Probably is what they're going to have to do. I could see it doing well as a hybrid. So yeah, that's it. I'm impressed, but not changing my reservations, that's for sure. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Stream on Thursday at 8 o'clock. And other than that, we'll catch you next time. Bye.